Hello, welcome to Working with Miniatures. I'm Jim, and tonight we're going to be unboxing and reviewing another Feldherr storage case. This one's for monsters and vehicles. Let's get started. This Feldherr storage box is pretty much the same as the previous ones I reviewed, with the only real difference being the pick-apart foam tray within, which is designed for larger miniatures and vehicles. Inside is the red plastic handle I'll not be installing, as I'll be moving this box with both hands. There are two thin foam sheets for protection, though one of these you'll be putting at the very bottom to act as a base for the pick-apart foam. There are also two trays for 36 miniatures each, or a total of 72, that I'll come back to later, as I really want to get to the tray. That was the reason for me ordering this box. This is new. What have we here? Instructions on how to pick apart the pick-apart foam. This is kind of nice, as it gives you a sheet of paper you can use to map out where you want to place your miniatures ahead of time, so you don't accidentally remove the wrong columns or rows or too much of either. On the back is a sample diagram if you want to store a hammer in the box. What the hell, Feldherr? I probably should have used the diagram I just looked at to map this out, but your boy's gonna wing it. With unreserved gusto, I get a general idea of what I'm trying to fit into this veritable brick of foam cubes and do what the Georgians here call eyeballing it, and I get to work. The first thing to note is that this pick-apart foam is much sturdier than the pick-apart foam that came with the Casematics customizable storage box I reviewed previously. No romancing is needed here, just get in there and get it done. The bottom of the tray has a yellowish wax paper that is also perforated. This is because there is mild adhesive on the bottom of the tray that you can stick to one of the thin foam sheets to act as the bottom. Since I don't have enough large miniatures to fill this sheet out yet, I'll not be removing these other than the sections I just removed, as I imagine sticking the bottom on now would make future removal more difficult. One down, and that does fit nicely. Let's make room for some more. The Dr. Octopus miniature from the Marvel Crisis Protocol game just happens to need the same height as the other two, so I throw him in the same row to keep this row clean. I chose to leave two columns as the dividers between each section, though admittedly this is a waste of space, and so is putting this miniature here, as I could have reserved this space for the next miniature I put on a 3-inch base, but I'll berate myself over that choice in the future. The golem just happened to be the right width to fit below She-Hulk on the far side, and there's an extra 2 rows that will be unused, that I can remove to make room for the golem's sword, so I chose to fit him in here. Back to the box, I first place in one of the thin foam sheets, followed by the tray, and then start inserting the miniatures. When I get to She-Hulk, I take a section of the foam that I pulled out and line it up next to her. Since she'll be lying on her side, this brick of foam cubes will act as a pillow, giving her additional support. She doesn't need it specifically, but more delicate or metal miniatures that require assembly would definitely benefit from this extra support. I add additional support for Dr. Octopus as well before I make room for 2 more miniatures. For the 2 remaining trays, I'll be honest, I wish they were a little bigger. You can cram a 32mm base in there, but you can expect to lose some flocking or snow powder around the edges if you used any, and this is assuming no part of the miniature itself is sticking out past the borders of the base. You can carve a little space for the base if you are hell-bent on making this work, however. With maybe 30 seconds of work, you can get a much nicer fit, and if you're so inclined, you can also do the same to the side walls if necessary, or even remove the wall entirely if you have an elongated base or a miniature with an extra long cloak, weapons, wings, etc. If you don't want to do any modifications, then expect to reserve these slots for 25mm bases with some fairly small miniatures mounted atop them, such as a 28mm Christmas elf from Reaper Miniatures, which is mounted on a 25mm base here. Guess what I'll be painting next month? Here are some of the specifications on this box that I purchased through Amazon. All in all, it's a good box with the majority of the cost coming from the foam trays. However, I wish the pick-apart foam tray was deeper, or even the box just consisting of 2 of those large trays. To be clear, I checked the dimensions of the trays before I ordered this box, knowing that it would not contain everything I needed it to. My next case will be a custom one I am building to meet my needs, which I'll also post in the near future as its own video. As for all of the felt hair storage cases that I have, I'll be pulling all the foam trays out of them and rearranging them as needed. I'll probably only use 2 of these 4 boxes, but I'll have plenty of storage going forward, other than for the largest of miniatures and busts, which I'll be storing in my own custom storage containers. It's going to wrap it up for tonight. I hope you were influenced to purchase or not purchase this storage case. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them below. And if you like the content of this video and would like to see more, please like, share, and subscribe. I'm Jim with Working with Miniatures. I'm truly grateful for your time, and I bid you a fond farewell. Until the next video.